Last year we looked at whether or not Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie. This year I thought we'd focus on one of the most infamous holiday specials ever made. One so bad it only aired once, and people deny it even existed. Is it as bad as people say it is? I guess we're gonna find out. I'm Bob, you're you, and this is Classically Bad Cinema. The Star Wars Holiday Special is a 1978 television special that originally aired on CBS. It was directed by Steve Binder, and it was the first Star Wars spin-off film set between the events of the original film and Empire Strikes Back. The special is famous for all the wrong reasons. It has never been rebroadcast nor officially released in home video. It has become somewhat of a cultural legend due to the underground quality of its existence, and it's been viewed and distributed as bootleg copies. The action kicks right off at the beginning with the Millennium Falcon trying to escape a couple of recycled footage Star Destroyers from the original movie. This should be the first red flag that this is going to be a disaster. Now, you're probably saying to yourself right now,
I got a bad feeling about this.
And not just because of recycling shots within the first 5 seconds, but just look at the cockpit of the Falcon. Here it is from Empire Strikes Back, and look at it from the holiday special. It's like the prop department went to Dollar Tree and purchased some cheap foreign knockoff. We briefly find out that Chewbacca is trying to get home to celebrate Life Day. But we can forget that for right now as the iconic Star Wars theme plays and we get that legendary opening crawl. What the hell is this? No opening crawl? All we get is a cheap-looking font introducing the stars of the film, complete with R2-D2 as himself for whatever reason. This, honestly, should be just another red flag that we are witnessing a television disaster. And that's one of the issues here. It lacks a lot of the elements that fans of Star Wars just love. Impressive original space battles, opening crawl explaining the story, amazing special effects, lightsaber battles. They probably knew that people would just say early on, screw this and change the channel, wanted to entice people to stay knowing that maybe their favorite characters would make an appearance. On a serious note, this would be the first time that James Earl Jones would be credited with the voice of Darth Vader. Jones would have received credit in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, but he declined, viewing it as a minor role. We get a slow pan of the painting of Chewbacca's treehouse, and man, he's really done well for himself on a Rebel salary. Here's where we get introduced to his wife Mala, his father Itchy, and his son Lumpy, who just 30 seconds into this thing is already annoying Grandpa as much as me at this point. Now let's just stop and take a break from all the grunting going on, which is probably getting on everybody's nerve even at this point. Now this is a glaring problem with having this take place in Kashyyyk. As if Lumpy wasn't going to be irritating enough. No one utters a word, so this is what you have to deal with throughout this entire special. Supposedly, writer Bruce Valanche objected to using Kashyyyk because the dialogue would be all in the Wookiee language. He feared that the special would turn into one long episode of Lassie, which unfortunately we couldn't get that lucky and probably would enjoy more. Even more interesting enough, he also admitted that he was using cocaine heavily while helping to write this special. Cocaine. All this growling and grunting is because Lumpy's supposed to take out the trash. And good thing we got to witness that power struggle to help move this plot along. Another red flag in my mind is all the wasted time on pointless stuff. We're just watching characters piss away their day just doing menial tasks. After even more grunts and ground, he reluctantly takes out the garbage, goes outside and climbs on the railing, seeming to do what we would all like to do at this point just 2 minutes into this special. Now, I would say don't do it if not worth it, but after watching this, yeah, just go ahead. Grandpa Itchy ends up doing the right thing when a kid is annoying the entire family and puts him in front of the TV to get him out of everyone's hair. Or whatever this table thing is. We finally get a break from all the incoherent grunting and get treated to, holy shit, what in the name of drug-induced nonsense of a freak show is this? Well, here's another red flag of a problem with this special. Incoherent, non-funny segments like this that not only go on for way too long, but oftentimes comes off as unnerving and has absolutely no holiday theme whatsoever. And if this wasn't bad enough, we also get subjected to a creasy close-up of Lumpy. This, again, just makes you wonder if the people writing this even knew what they were writing for and just how much drugs were involved while doing this.
Cocaine.
Chewbacca's wife Mala is worried that he's not going to make it home in time for Life Day, so she calls Luke Skywalker, and we finally get to hear a voice and actual words. Hallelujah. But all we get from this brief encounter, besides Luke needing to go a little easy on the makeup and a much needed break from all the grunting, is that Han and Chewie left his schedule and he gives a reassurance that they're going to be home in time to celebrate Life Day. After speaking with Luke, Mala decides to call Arcarni of the Honeymooners fame, who's a local trader and a member of the Rebel Alliance named Sondam. Knowing what she called for, he speaks in code because Lord Helmet's in his shop, and he just tells her the same thing Luke did, that Chewie will be there. Interesting tidbit, Carney's character was an early incarnation of Lando Calrissian. In early drafts of The Empire Strikes Back, George Lucas describes him as a gambler who runs a general store in Kashyyyk. After some more recycled scenes from A New Hope, now including a scene with Darth Vader, an Imperial officer, Vader orders a blockade set up around Kashyyyk and a search for the rebels. Even it takes searching every household in the system. Mala prepares dinner for the night's feast, watching a cooking program with a four-armed chef played by Harvey Korman. The Millennium Falcon approaches Kashyyyk unaware of the blockade, forcing Chewie and Han to fight off an attack by TIE fighters. Which, if you've seen the original film, then this scene's going to look awfully familiar. Back on Kashyyyk, Arcarni arrives with Life Day gifts, including some Wookiee porn for Grandpa. He gives Itchy a memory chip for his mind evaporator.
Wow. You know what I mean?
Itchy watches with excitement as Diane Carroll sings This Minute Now. She's supposed to be an image created by the virtual reality machine and tells him that she is his fantasy and suggestively invites him to experience her, whatever the hell that means. Evidently, Chewbacca's dad is into some pretty freaky stuff. But even more unsettling is that throughout this segment, Itchy grunts with pleasure, despite the fact that his entire family is in the house witnessing it.
Yeah, dude, I can't imagine why Chewbacca's taking his sweet-ass time to get home.
To make matters worse, from what I found out from my research for this video, that according to producer Mitzi Welch, the sequence with Diane Carroll was intended to be softcore porn that would pass the censors. I truly wonder what people thought of this when this originally aired in '78. If you were channel surfing 1978 style that night and stopped on this special at this scene, you'd probably ask just what the hell this was and what are you watching? After enduring Grandpa's porn addiction, Mala calls Leia and C-3PO and informs her that Chewbacca and Han hadn't shown up. She just gets more of the same, they're going to be there. Yes, it's monotonous, but hey, the original characters have to make an appearance, and you gotta link this to Star Wars somehow. Back on the Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca and Han are approaching Kashyyyk and notice the abundance of Imperials in the area, and decide to land on the north side of the planet. Lumpy hears the engines of a ship and runs to the door, only to find two stormtroopers, Lord Helmet and Officer McSnappy. And that really is no joke. This guy snaps his finger a lot, because nothing says menacing like finger snapping.
It's very important, just in time.
They start a search of the house, and Lord Helmet here starts messing with Mala's music box, and we get subjected to Jefferson Starship Light the Sky on Fire. Well, I don't know about the sky, but they need to incinerate this holiday special. I also wonder if the song ever made it onto the Imperial Hot 100 chart when it was released back in '78. They search the upper floors as Lumpy has a spaz attack. Mala again does what all good parents do and puts him in front of the TV, and we get the one redeeming thing in this entire monstrosity besides the closing credits. A cartoon introducing for the first time the most popular bounty hunter in the entire galaxy, Boba Fett. A segment so popular it was released on Disney+. Long story short, Boba saves Christmas. Nah, just kidding. Boba agrees to help Luke find Han and Chewie, only discovered that he is working for the Empire. While Lumpy's watching a cartoon, the Imperials are upstairs looking for anything linking the members of the house to the rebellion. Now, my favorite part, besides them absolutely trashing this little bastard's room, is Lord Helmet tearing the head off of Lumpy's stuffed Banta just to be a bitch. And how do they follow up this awesome cartoon, the introduction of Boba Fett, and beheading Lumpy's favorite stuffed animal? With more Harvey Korman, of course. This time he's playing a humanoid in his instructional video, explaining how to assemble a mini transmitter. And yes, it's as funny and exciting as it sounds. Truth be told, this scene is just unsettling and very creepy for a holiday special. Corman's character frequently performs bizarre actions. He freezes mid-sentence, slumps over a table, slurs his speech,
Is absolutely essential.
and passes out. Downstairs, a video comes on the living room view screen, and a narrator announces that the following video is required viewing for all Imperial personnel as a short video called Life on Tatooine starts to play, and we cut to the cantina on Tatooine.
Anyways, it's more nonsense. So seeing the people in it, moving on.
The Imperials then get a call to return to base and start to leave. But Officer McSnappy leaves behind one stormtrooper. The trooper gets suspicious when he overhears a radio call return to base since there are no comlinks left in the house. He goes upstairs to find Lumpy with the mini transmitter that he had constructed earlier. The trooper grabs the box and smashes it, which is something I wish someone on the set would have done with the camera while they're filming this. He ends up chasing Lumpy down the stairs and out into the deck. Luckily for him, it's right as Han and Chewie arrive home and the stormtrooper falls off the side, giving us that famous scream as he plummets to a death.
Happy Life Day, everybody. Now, if you think the crazy nonsense is over, you'd be sorely mistaken.
The family don red robes and grab their illuminated balls and somehow teleport into the middle of space, joining a bunch of other Wookiees and walking into a sun or something, or a black hole. Hell, I don't know. The end. Oh, hell no, we can't get that lucky. But I do wonder if this scene was inspiration for Leia's infamous Mary Poppins scene in The Last Jedi. And what is better than a family of grunting, growling Wookiees? How about an entire room filled with red robe wearing Wookiees? Say that 3 times fast. The robes were actually used for practical reason. The production crew not only saved money by avoiding purchasing dozens of extra Wookiee costumes, but it was also a lot more comfortable for the actors. All of the main characters gather with the Wookiees at the Tree of Life, and Leia gives a short speech on the meaning of Life Day. She also sings a song in celebration to the tune of the Star Wars theme.
Hello from the dark side. I must have killed all the Jedi.
At the conclusion of the ceremony, Chewbacca remembers several of the group's adventures when he first met Luke and Leia, escaping the Death Star, and attending the award ceremony on Yavin 4. Just enough footage to meet the spin-off requirement, and also remind viewers that's watched the special up to this point just what the hell they were actually watching, just in case, they forgot. We finally end this damn thing with the family gathered around a table where they bow their heads and prepare to eat a Life Day meal. The freaking end. And the credits roll, highlighting all of the fine people we can blame for this train wreck of a mess.
I hate you!
So what did I think of this 1978 Star Wars Holiday Special? Well, let's go to the hits and misses and find out. Starting with the hits, the first is the cartoon introducing Boba Fett. It really was the only thing that didn't drive me nuts and actually linked the special to Star Wars. It was well written, animated, and actually made sense, unlike a lot of the other stuff in the special. It also kicked off a 44-year wait for a series or film starring our favorite bounty hunter. Also expanding the Star Wars universe. Well, kinda. In this day and age, we see many franchises expanding their universes. So the idea George Lucas was trying that in 1978 was kinda cool. Unfortunately, he started with a pretty wretched holiday special. Now the misses, and it's a big miss. The entire thing minus Boba Fett. The big issue is that Lucas didn't have much involvement in the project to begin with. He helped sketch out the initial story, and the producer took it and evidently a big bag of coke, and just got to work and turned it into pretty much a variety show. The whole plot centers around Chewie trying to get home to his family, but all the other segments have nothing to do with that plot, and in no way links to Star Wars outside of the animated Boba Fett cartoon. Tack on the fact that they're not remotely funny, they go on for what seems like an eternity, and you got a recipe for disaster. At 98 minutes, the whole thing is just way too long. They could have cut out a couple of the segments, like the weird hologram dancing circus act, Harvey Korman's instructional video, or even Grandpa Itchy's softcore porn, and you would have saved much needed misery. Again, I like the idea of expanding the Star Wars universe, but Kashyyyk may not have been the wisest choice for the simple reason that I found it tiresome listening to the constant grunting and growling from Chewie's family throughout this thing. It really got old really fast, and I mean really fast. And also, since you're calling it a holiday special, why not have it mirror an actual holiday? Whether that's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, I don't care. Just pick one and emulate Life Day to it. But truth be told, it's just flat out boring from beginning to end, excluding the cartoon. And I wouldn't categorize this as so bad it's good. It's just bad. There's a reason no one wants to take credit for this.
Didn't do it. I didn't do it.
But I think when you really start to dissect this special, it really just highlights all the worst aspects of a family holiday get-together. Finding traffic and angry drivers, late guests.
Oh, he's not there yet, is that it?
Having to cook a large meal for everyone, that cousin's annoying kid that just isn't right, dealing with one pissed off relative you only see during the holidays, having to put gifts together, and guests that don't want to leave. So should you keep this hidden gem safe from Imperial forces, or should you turn it into the Empire the first chance you get? I turn it into the Empire, but in all honesty, it's probably not going to do any good. They'll probably just deny it ever existed.
Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button below. If you didn't enjoy it, then tell that guest that won't get the hell out of your house to hit the like and subscribe button below. But that's all I got. Until next time, I'm Bob, you're you. Happy Life Day, everybody.